Hello everyone, this is Matt, Let's Eat Grandma. I'm going to walk you through some of the capabilities of the Career Warrior app specific to Google Chrome extension, although the experience you see here is very similar to Microsoft Word. As we always like to emphasize, the libraries that you create and edit and share, as you'll see in a moment, are actually available on both apps from any computer you use as long as you sign into the same email. Okay, but here we're going to focus on Google Chrome. So Annotate Pro is an extension, and this button at the top will give me access to my account. And if I move to Insert, which is where we're going to be spending most of our time, I can see all the libraries that are available to me here in this dropdown. Now, currently selected are the Career Warrior Edition, which you're all given, as well as mass list of quotes. Now, this is very similar to what you all are going to see, except instead of this, you're going to see your name and your own personal library. Now, this is completely personal just to you. It's not shared with anybody. However, in this case, I decided to change it for my own personal use. I love quotes. I love motivation, so I made myself a library. But as you can see right now, I only have one library selected. Now, if I go ahead and open up this list of quotes, I have more available to me. And as you can see here, motivation, stuff that I love, right? Okay, so that's that. Here's one feature that I really love. So in using one of the libraries, Career Warrior Edition, I have several, actually 6 favorites that I like and I like to use. So here's one that we're gonna be showing over and over again. So make sure to click on my email. No job posting. And so here I can go ahead and reach out to someone. Dear Mike, Mr. Smith, my name is Matt. I'm a sales manager. I've admired Uber for quite some time, followed your recent efforts to explore the micro transportation scene. Having been in the position myself, I understand what a challenge it can be to leverage market share with new products. Kind of putting a lot of buzzwords in here, but however, luckily my experience has been able to work out some of the kinks, and I would consider it a privilege to share these insights with you. Let me know if you have some time to chat in the next few weeks or so, even over a cup of coffee. Sincerely, Matt. So go ahead and click Insert, and there we have it. Spacing issues are actually issues with my library, but not yours. But there we go. It's ready to send. Now, here's some other features. So we do have full text search as well, and so going back out of that. Again, I love looking for postings that aren't online. Let's think about it. A stat we've thrown at you guys before is that 80% of jobs are found internally through referrals or just not even posted online and just found through other methods. And so finding this no job posting is one of my favorites to go back to. So with this full text search your library, everyone has access to the same one. And so here we have body content, no job posting. And again, we're going to fill it out just like we did before. However, we don't have to. Now, in this case, another thing to note, and we'll show you guys the capability later on how to get to this, but with no job posting, we think it's mainly going to be used as an email. And some of these comments are, in fact, going to be used as emails. So we actually have a subject line for it. Okay, just make sure that it'll make that a little bit easier. So, hi, Mr. Smith, again, same guy, hoping to share some ideas about Uber, their future sales and marketing strategy. I'm being a little cheesy, a little over the top. Of course, you'll have way better examples than I'm coming up with right now in your own life. But hopefully you find that one useful. Most of you are going to be using this first rather than the full text search or rather than favorites. Eventually you'll move to favorites. However, let's go back to, we're actually going to use right-click functionality. So here, if you right-click, if you have Annotate installed into your browser properly, it's actually going to show up as a cool little button there. Again, we're right-clicking. Now, we have all these great comments. Right here are favorites. Now, these are ones that I favorited that I liked. Some of you will have some favorites as well, and they automatically show up at the bottom of the list. Now, here's the example I want to show you. We're going to go into networking, and we're going to go into recruiter. So, again, finish the text. Hello, Mr. Jacobson. Reaching out to see if you have any interest in hiring on behalf of Microsoft. I'm an experienced professional with iOS development experience, and I would love to see if you have a moment to chat about any possible job openings. Cool. Let's hit it. Let me show you guys another example of emails that need subject lines. Now, again, you can access it through LinkedIn. You can access it through Google Docs, Microsoft Word. However, again, I like sending emails, and I think a lot of these reach outs might be that way. That being said, the library is set up to support that. So here's another example if we want to send a thank you note. This is a double example here. We have subject lines broken up into. So after an interview, we'll go ahead and select that one. Follow up for an interview on Thursday. Okay. Now here, I'm going to right click again, go into my Annotate Pro tab, find thank you again. Now I'm going to go into body content. Now subject lines, body content. I'm also going to find thank you, follow up after an interview. Great stuff here, guys. Dear Mr. I'm going to keep going back to Mr. Smith. Very uninventive today. It was my absolute pleasure meeting you on Thursday. Really appreciate that opportunity more about Microsoft and hear about your personal experience with the company. Blah, 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 blah. I'll kind of let you figure this one out. For the most part, these fill in the blanks. It's like Ad Libs, that game that you played hopefully when you were, in grade school. If you're my age or maybe even a little bit younger, you probably had this book. But fill in the blank to the best of your abilities. Company name is we have a lot of help text here that I think is super useful. Again, you want to be personal when you're sending out these messages. You don't want to seem like you're just copying and pasting. That's not what we're about, and that's not why we created this library. However, in fact, we're going to make it easier for you to use these templates, fill them out, and send them quicker. So the edit functionality is going to be one of the most important. So here, you can actually edit all of the libraries that you can personally use. So go ahead and hit Edit All Libraries. Now this is going to take us to the web editor. I love this. This is where you're going to spend just a little bit of time tweaking stuff to make sure it works for you personally. So I've got only one selected, Career Warrior Edition. I'm going to make sure that one is populated. So we're going to be able to actually modify it. Now some notes about this interface here. So you can see these groups here on the left that are available to me, the thank you, requests for help, networking, cold emails, all these cool groups. Now within them, we actually have the comments themselves. So if we look at thank you, we can see here one of the thank you tools. Okay, now we have a few blank, one blank. Now it's important to note this here. You cannot change any of the underlying text behind our library, so you're not going to mess up anyone else's. You're not going to actually change the stuff that I created and that I wrote. This is that default text. What you can do and how you can personalize it. So you can make sure that in saying best name, best regards name, you have your name just like I did. You can kind of go into this custom label and custom text. This is where you're able to edit your own personal libraries. So here I'm still going to call it thank you, follow up after interview. I like that label. I don't have to change it. However, what I can change is best regards, Matt. I'm never going to change names, so that way I can actually just have it there at the bottom. Now, a couple other toggle fields you have here. Here we want to make sure that it is active, that it is not an inactive comment and it is ready to go. Second, I want you to make sure that it's always toggled to custom. This green custom means that you're using your own custom text and not the default. So if you're ever wondering why isn't your personal stuff coming on, it's because this isn't toggled. Now, it's not currently favorited. However, hey, I really had a slew of interviews and I want to go ahead and start making sure I send these out appropriately and quickly 24 hours after. Go ahead and hit make it a favorite. Now, let's kind of go back into that insert. So I just had a wonderful interview. I want to follow up from that interview on Thursday. Now just make sure, do me a favor, every time you update from our web editor, you go up here to the gear icon, just settings, and you hit refresh. That's just going to make double sure that once you have updated the comment, which I did over here, update comments. Always make sure you do that, actually. I think I just forgot. So make sure after you make a little edit, you make a change, you either hit update comment right below the specific one, or go ahead and update all. Either one is going to work. So kind of come back here, go to your green A, your settings icon, and refresh, 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 refresh. All right, guys, now we're going to show you how to actually create your own comment. So instead of editing the text that I already created and I gave to you and making it your own, you're actually going to create your whole other new one. So here I'm going to go into the adjacent group that I actually want. So under thank you, actually let's call it networking. I'm going to scroll down. I have some networking options. These are all created by myself with some custom text as well. Now here I'm going to create a new comment. That's what you're going to do if you want to make your own. So here's email to coworkers. Now under the text, fully editable, you can go ahead and make it, bold it, however you want. Hi. Name. Go get drinks after work. Best. Name. So of course, you're going to want to put your own name in here, but I just want to illustrate something really quickly. So some of the curly brackets, here's the difference between the curly brackets and the straight braces. So curly brackets in the other comments are going to be used to denote something that you want to change yourself. These straight braces is something that's actually going to come up as a form field, a text that you can edit when you're sending it out yourself. So it's going to look something like this. Here we have the toggle fields. Remember, we have active. We want to keep that on. Favorite, keep it on or don't. We'll turn it on for this sake. Here we don't have a default toggle button like we do right above. And that's because we made it ourselves. There is no default. There is no custom. It's all custom. It's yours. So now let's go ahead and save it. Well, cool. We'll come back here to our email. Remember what we do. We hit this green icon and we refresh. Always remember to refresh. So now remember, I made it a favorite, so I don't have to search for it. I don't have to right-click. I can just find it as a button here. Email to coworkers. Remember those double brackets there? Hi, Jason. Go get drinks after work. Best name. Now here, we'll have already actually done that, so we don't have to worry too much. It's useful to note I actually made a mistake, and it's really good to note. I've actually done this before. So when you're going to go ahead and edit this comment, remember that we don't need extra spaces. So if you don't want those double spaces that came up here, it's annoying to go ahead and delete those. You actually shouldn't even put them to begin with. So keep it smart, keep it tight. This is how your comment wants to be. Now we're going to go ahead and update comment. And we're good to go. Now, just as an illustration, we're going to refresh and I'll show you how it fixed the error. Boom. Some of you, I really think, should only explore just the Career Warrior edition. Now, that's the app that we branded. That's the stuff that I wrote that I want you to use. However, add to it, make more comments. In some circumstances, some of you are going to want to go above and beyond, spend a little more time just personalizing your own life with this tool. I love it. That's why I already created one for myself. And so let's go ahead and hit Edit All Libraries again. Take us to the web editor. Now here I'm going to select my personal library. Now I've already renamed it for you, but let me show you what that looks like. Matt's list of, here we have the name, the description, quotes I like, and this is optional. However, we can change the label. Okay, now you don't have to worry about any of these toggle fields for the most part. This is all private to you except for the Career Warrior edition. All right, make a little update. As always, you want to update your stuff, otherwise it won't show up. And there we go. Now here I have, again, just a little playground. You can't stop this video if you've learned enough, but of course we're just almost there. We have motivation, and we have motivation I like to send to clients. I'm still building it, but here's just some quotes. Motivation as well. So if you recall, say I want to send this to a coworker of mine, I can go ahead and, if I want to use it, remember that I don't have it enabled in my browser. Now I only have one library selected, and that's the one for professional. Now if I want to change it to quotes, I can go ahead and select that. Now when I right click, Annotate Pro, I have the Career Warrior edition, I have my list of quotes. Now, all down here I have those wonderful favorites that I told you guys about, the ones that we were just working on. But now we're on quotes. So motivation. I like this one. Boom, ready to send. Cool. I want to say thank you guys. Feedback is very, very much welcome on this app. Now, this is something that we've just uncovered for you guys. We've been working with an awesome developer here. All of this is new content, new just for you, and all the features are mostly new for you guys. It is built for educators, like I said before, but specifically with professionals. Annotate Pro is being used specifically with LEG. And so that being said, give me your comments. Tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. I'm going to follow up, of course, with a survey and kind of just gauge your feedback that way. However, in the meantime, I'm going to be your go-to for figuring things out. All right. Thank you very much again from Let's Eat Grandma. I want to say just real big shout out to you guys for showing up here, doing your homework, doing your due diligence, and really just doing everything you can to make your job search better. Have a great day.